All right, thank you everyone for joining us today on our employer panel, getting the most out of a career fair. As most of you should know, we have two upcoming career fairs next Wednesday, so 1 week from today. So we have the Career and Internship Fair, Recruit the 99, and then also the Teacher Recruitment Fair. So the Recruit the 99 fair is for everyone on campus for all majors. And then for the Teacher Recruitment Fair is if you are specifically looking for a teaching position with private schools, public schools, etc. So make sure you mark your calendar for that. And I also want to introduce to all of you the Career Fairs app, Career Fairs Plus app. So if you download this app, you will be able to see all the lists of employers that are attending for both of the fairs. So download the app with that QR code here or with that link that you see in the bottom here, and make sure you choose Fresno State as your institution. And after that, you will be able to see the two different fairs that are listed on there. And when you click on there, you will be able to see all the companies that are attending. You can see a company description, links to their website, positions that they are recruiting for, and then also majors that they're looking for, and you can use the filters and things like that. So make sure you check it out. And also on the day of the fair, that's where you will find the event map. So that's how you will be able to locate all the different booths, and you'll be able to star the employers that you are interested in, and then you'll be able to see it on the map and visit that way. So make sure you download this app, and it will be very helpful to you. And without further ado, I want to introduce today's panelists. We have representatives from these companies here. I think Kohl's is not able to make it, but we have representatives from the Air Force, Target, Clovis Police, Northwestern Mutual, and also Arbor Works. So I will give them each a couple minutes to introduce themselves, what their role is in their company, and also what positions they will be recruiting for at our career fair. So let's start with our representative from the Air Force, Christian.
Hi, my name is Christian Gabriel, and I am the representative for the health professions as well as the officer sessions for the U.S. Air Force. I know that there's a lot of variety as far as majors for this career fair, so we're not targeting specific ones. We're just there to talk about pretty much what's the next step for you. So stop by and just talk to us, let us know. But yeah.
Great, thank you. Next we have Target and also Christian.
Hi everyone, Christian Garcia. I use he, him, his pronouns, and I'm a field campus recruiter at Target. I specifically support half of the West Coast, so your area as well as the Pacific Northwest, and then schools in Long Beach to San Diego. But particularly, we work with helping students connect their experiences from college to career. So if you're a current junior and you're looking for a summer internship, we offer a paid 8-week summer internship in our managerial roles, whether that be in stores or at distribution centers. And if you do well in the internship, it can lead into a full-time career that you get to enact when you cross the graduation stage the following semester or two. If you are graduating this year, we can hire you directly into one of our full-time managerial roles now so that you have a job waiting for you when you cross the graduation stage this upcoming couple months. So I'd love for you to come and join us. And we don't target any particular majors as well. So if you have strong leadership skills backed up by leadership experiences, whether you're involved in a club, organization, that kind of thing, or employment on and off campus, you'd be a good candidate for our positions.
Great, thank you so much. Next, we have a representative from Clovis Police.
Hi, good morning. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, good morning. My name is Police Corporal Santian with the Clovis Police Department, and we are currently seeking employment for positions in the area of police cadet, police officer recruit, and then actually police officer. The other position that we're also in the market for currently is our police dispatch. We have a wide variety of opportunities available in the police department currently. And part of it is because of attrition and retirements and whatnot. And the other part is just as a whole, I think almost every agency in the valley is probably in the recruitment mode right now for these types of positions. We look forward to seeing you guys and answering any questions that you may have. We'll have a wide variety of experience present and be able to answer questions. As one of the key things that we like to share with you guys is we'll be able to share with you how to prepare for these interviews. We actually host a free seminar on the interview prep, which is where the reason we're doing that is because we're having a lot of our candidates come through and they're having a really tough time with our interviews. So we have a free seminar that we're putting on. We're also going to be able to share with you guys the Police Academy Prep program that's currently being hosted and sponsored by the police department. That is also free, and that's also being sponsored primarily because of the challenges that our cadets are having when they're entering the police academy. And a lot of our cadets, quite honestly, have been recent Fresno State grads, Fresno City College grads, and they're just not understanding the combination between the academic side into the physical side, and again, the preparation to survive the police academy. So we also have a good some good information on that and make that available for you guys. And more than anything else, kind of explain the process, the entire hiring process, so that if you guys have any questions related to what the law enforcement panels are like, that we'd be more than happy to answer those questions. I think the information that we provide is not only solely for Clovis PD, but it's also going to help you with any county, state, and or federal agency as well.
Great, thank you so much. And next we have actually two representatives from ArborWorks. So if you guys can introduce yourselves.
Hey, good afternoon. My name is Rosalino. I'm representing ArborWorks. I'm really excited to go out there next Wednesday and get to interact with some of you guys. Myself, I am a Fresno State alumni, and when I was out there, I would actually attend these career fairs, get to meet recruiters, managers, representatives from companies that would go out there. So I'm really excited to be on the other side of the table this time. Go and basically inform you guys what ArborWorks does, what positions we have open, and especially interact and help you guys build that network, not only just with ArborWorks, but the whole career in general, career fair.
Great, and Rebecca?
Thanks, Rosalino. Yeah, I'm Rebecca Lee. I am the Chief Marketing Officer for ArborWorks, and I will also be there at the job fair, so look forward to meeting some of the students. ArborWorks provides tree service. So we do a lot of tree work. We remove trees, we prune trees, but mainly for the utilities and around roadways and things like that. So we're really trying to educate the younger community, such as yourselves, about this being a really great opportunity. We have very, very great wages. Our workforce is a union workforce, and there's a learning scale that in about 18 months, you can actually work your way up to almost $40 an hour, starting out with no experience. So we also do what's called pre-inspection. So those are the people that walk and catalog all the trees before the tree crew comes to cut them down or prune them. And those are a lot of people that are interested in forestry or any kind of arboriculture, really, get into those types of jobs and look for those opportunities. So check out our website, arborworksinc.com, and we look forward to meeting you guys next week.
Great. Thank you. So lastly, we have a representative from Northwestern Mutual.
Good afternoon, students. My name is Joseph Almeida. I'm the campus recruiter for Northwestern Mutual. A quick background about myself. I am also a recent Fresno State graduate from the class of 2021. A little bit about Northwestern Mutual. We mostly cater to financial planning. So we help individuals with financial plans, budgeting, insurance, investment, retirement, the sky's the limit. We are currently hiring for our summer internship. It's an overall 10-week process. It's also a paid internship as well, and you will be trained by our top financial advisors in the area. That is open to phenomenal juniors and seniors. We're open to all majors as well. In addition, we're also looking for full-time financial advisor positions in the Fresno area. And we look forward to meeting you guys at the career fair next week.
Great, thank you so much. As you guys can see, there's a really diverse panel here from different industries and different backgrounds, and we even have a couple alumni. So I think that's really great. I think for students, that's one thing that you can look forward to when you come to the career fair next week. You'll see all the recruiters having name tags, and many of them you will see have a little alumni ribbon underneath, and they are people who were just like you, who graduated from Fresno State. So make sure you look for those recruiters and ask them about, their experience, how they get to where they are at now, and that could be a conversation starter as well. So let's get into some of the questions that I have prepared for us today. So this is just kind of like a intro question. So why should students attend a career fair? I have a lot of reasons, and I tell students all the time, but I think they're sick of hearing from me why they should come to a career fair. So let's hear from some of you. Why should students come to the career fair? Christian from Target, do you want to start us off?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just going to name, I was super involved when I was in college at Cal State Fullerton, but going to a career fair is something that I actually did not do, and I did not know actually existed. I don't know why I didn't know that existed, but gosh, I wish I did. So I think it's really just the opportunity to gain a lot of exposure to different jobs and industries that are out there, and applaud you for coming to the virtual kickoff today, because you might get attracted to a position that you might not have had interest in. And so the opportunity to get to connect live with someone in person is so important. Especially in the past couple of years, we've only been doing things virtually. So to have the opportunity to come see someone in real life, I think take advantage of that for sure. Just you can't replicate that connection when you're doing it in person compared to virtual. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's a great point. After all 2 years of doing virtual recruitment, I think it's a great time to come back and meet recruiters in person, find out different opportunities. I think one thing that our students sometimes they fall into is, they see they hear of different companies and they're like, oh, this is not for me. But when you actually get to go to a career fair and meet with different representatives, you learn about the companies, then you realize, hey, actually this might be a good fit for me. And you don't really know that until you get to see some of these companies in person and talk to them in person. So anyone else want to add to this question? Why should students attend a career fair? How about some of the alumni we have on the panel? Did you attend career fairs, and why should students attend career fairs?
In my opinion, I believe they should attend to build their network. I had this professor at Fresno State that would always quote this: "Your network is your net worth." So the more you meet people, the more you get to talk to them and learn about what they do. It's you build connections, you start conversations with them, and some of those conversations could lead to bigger things. So it's always, even if you're not interested or not looking into finding a job there, just go and meet people, start talking to them, get conversation going, and increase your network.
Great. I think Clovis PD, did you you have your hands up? Did you want to say something? Okay, maybe not. Anyone else want to add to that? Okay, if not, let's move on to the next question. We'll kind of talk a little bit more about the preparation now. So for students, what are some things that they should do to prepare for the career fair? And then kind of like a follow-up question to that, should they have the resume? What are some things that they should have prepared on hand for the career fair? How about we'll start off with Joseph for this one.
Yes, most definitely. Yeah, I mean, I would say like students should go out and just prepare with like have an open mindset overall, because like there's gonna be a lot of different businesses, companies that like they're gonna be looking for students, but just be like have that open mindset, like you never know, just like don't be afraid to like initiate conversation. I mean, a lot of these companies, I mean, they're easy to approach, I mean, and like easy to just start that one-on-one conversation. And as far as like a resume, I would suggest having a resume. I mean, just have a resume on file just in case. I mean, you never know. I mean, the 2 times I have attended the career fair, one time I didn't have a resume. I just went just to check it out, just to see like what was out there, just to get like my feet wet in a way. And then the second year I attended, I had my full-on resume. I was like full-on like a business too, like full-on ready to go. But I mean, yeah, I would highly recommend having a resume on file.
Okay, how about Christian from the Air Force?
Yeah, I would definitely recommend to have a resume on you, at least if not on you, then something that you could send immediately via email. But one thing I would say to prepare is this is your opportunity to ask your questions. So have your questions, if you have to, write them down, but definitely ask those questions. I don't know when you'll be able to have this another chance to actually engage with the representatives for different organizations. So just, yeah, definitely write down your questions.
Yeah, so I think kind of going along with that too, one thing that we tell students all the time is do your research ahead of time. And that's why it's important to have something like the Career Fairs app or, going into your Hire Fresno State and looking at the list of employers that are coming and seeing what opportunities they have available. So you can research the companies ahead of time, kind of see who you're interested in talking to. For this fair, we're going to have more than 150 employers for the Recruit the 99 and 60 plus school districts for the teacher fair. So if you don't do your research ahead of time, it could be a little overwhelming just to show up and have 160 tables to visit. So make sure you research ahead of time, look up some of the companies that you want to talk to ahead of time, and prepare some of those questions, like what was just suggested. Having those questions would be good conversation starters when you talk to some of these representatives. Anything else anyone want to add about preparation, how to prepare for the career fair?
I do have a few items, if that's okay for me to share.
Yeah, of course.
So a couple of things for you guys to think about is one, the saying goes, first impressions last forever. And I totally understand that you may come from one class into the career fair, but listen, as an undergrad and even graduate school student of Fresno State, I did attend one of those career fairs. And I remember my recruiter later telling me, you know what, you stood out by your demeanor, by the way you were dressed. And I remember going home and grabbing a tie and a shirt and set that standard for yourself, but more importantly, set that standard and that connection with that recruiter, because that's how they're going to remember you. Secondly is I think the resume is important. And I will tell you, as one of our recruitment officers and background investigators, Everything you put on that resume, remember, at least for the military and law enforcement side of things, when you're going through the hiring process, the background investigation will start with that resume that you turn in. So make sure your information is accurate, is detailed. Make sure the resume is very, very well presented. Spend that time, that quality, investing in that resume, because that could be the starting point for the background, or it could be, the point where the investigator says that there's discrepancies already in the resume with timelines or what they're reporting, and that disqualifies you for the process. And especially if you're going to be graduating soon, you want to make sure you get off to a good start. And then the other thing I wanted to just really briefly touch on, as far as the importance of coming to the recruitment seminar, I think specifically the career fair is going to allow you an opportunity for you to make those connections, not only with one agency, but with many, and other government and private organizations, because unlike a lot of us that didn't have that parent or associate, or someone in our family that was already in the field, this may be the first connection you make with somebody that can open that door for you. And it makes the process a lot smoother and easier if you know someone that you've spoken to in person. So I think that the value in the career fair is absolutely second to none, for sure.
Great, thank you so much. And I think that kind of brings up our next section, the first impression. It's really important, and that's kind of what the career fair is about. So some questions related to making a good first impression. So how should students be dressed? What are you looking for in the students? What are some things that are turnoffs, or what are some things that can help students stand out? And also, maybe go along with that, how should students introduce themselves when they approach your table? How about Rebecca or Rosalino, if you guys have any thoughts on this part?
So what we would like to see is students just come with confidence. Don't be shy to speak. Don't be scared, or don't be intimidated. So just feel confident. Please introduce yourself. Let us know who you are. Let us know what major you are in, and what you're looking for, or what you're interested in. So, and I mean, we also, like you said earlier, we want you guys to do some research as well before you come, and that way we could have a topic to talk about. For example, let's say you learn what the company does, and then you want to learn more about in a specific topic about what we do. So just do your research in advance, and show us that you're interested, that you want to learn more about the industry. And like I said, just feel confident. Don't be shy to speak.
Great, thank you. Anyone else?
I would like to add just a really brief comment on introducing yourself. The yes sir, no sir, the environment that specifically for law enforcement and our military, that environment that you're going to be going into in the future. For a while there, things were really tough as far as recruitment, and now it's becoming more and more competitive. And part of it is because we're sponsoring cadets through the academy and through a full employment process. So the little things are going to matter now, and you need to set yourself aside from everybody, from the introduction, the firm handshake, the eye contact, the yes sir, may I please have your information, the politeness side of things. That's how you're going to be remembered. In a stack of 500 students that come through, I assure you that we're going to probably put a star next to those names that we think we need to follow up with these students. So the little things are going to matter. Take that time to throw on that tie or nice outfit. And as far as the you have a question about the turnoffs, I will absolutely say that the question you pose is going to matter. So it's got to be something that you're truly inquiring about, as far as the application process, as far as the background, whatever it may be. But it's got to be something that is related to the profession itself. Because if you don't ask questions like, what can I do to prepare for the interview, or what kinds of questions are you going to ask, or can I go on a police ride along, or things that are related to that, as opposed to, hey, my father's in law enforcement, nothing that's applicable to the interview. That's just not going to be that standout, and that's what we're looking for at this point.
Great, thank you. How about Christian from Target? Do you have anything to add for this part?
Yeah, I would say I've been to a couple of in-person career fairs in my markets, and I would say, what my peers have shared is also really important, of just coming in with that quick introduction, that elevator pitch, like what are you specifically looking for? And I think that comes in what you're sharing, Damien, about that research. So something specifically to preview is that all the Target representatives that come into career fairs, we're really looking for positions for the field. So we're a company of 400,000 employees, but a lot of students come in wanting to work in headquarters in Minneapolis, but find out we actually aren't looking for those positions because there's different pipelines into that. And so I think, if there's over 150 employers at this fair, like, your time is also limited, just as it's limited for us. So coming in with that intent, knowing what you're looking for, is so important, because time is of the essence and we're trying to move people along the process. And I would say also that follow-up afterward is so important as well. Like, I hire on a rolling basis. There's not like, the timelines are just, we've been hiring since September. And so you want to kind of be first in, right? And if you do like a follow-up email amongst like 50 people I saw, I guarantee you're probably going to sift to that top, because you're fresh in my email inbox, and I'll just move you if I really like that process. So find any way to stay competitive between different students that I'm seeing in the day.
Great. Yeah, I think that is really great to hear you say that. We try and make sure our students do their follow-ups. We tell our students to do that, but it's great to hear, for you, that for you, it actually makes a difference. So students, take note, if you meet someone at the career fair and you want to make sure you stand out, make sure you follow up afterwards. Get the contact information of the people that you've talked to and send them an email and saying something, even simple like, hey, Christian, it was great meeting you today. Here is my contact information. Or an electronic copy of my resume. Hope to hear from you. Something short and simple like that. That could make an impression. So Christian also mentioned a little bit about the elevator pitch. For you guys, what are some things that you look for when you are listening for the elevator pitch? How about Joseph from Northwestern?
Oh, yes. Yeah, most definitely. Some things we look for in the overall elevator pitch, just making sure you sound overall confident, and also like highlight like your key attributes, like highlight your key qualities in like yourself, because basically in a way you're selling yourself to a company or to a business. So like highlighting your key attributes, your key qualities, it's gonna be a game changer. And I would also suggest like practicing like every day. Like, as for myself, like what I used to do in the past, like I used to practice all the time, especially during my business courses. And eventually went from 90-second to 60-second to 30-second. Like, I was able to trim it down, have like a precise, I felt pretty confident in my overall pitch and just being able to pitch to any company.
Great. Yeah, we have a question from a student. What is an elevator pitch? So an elevator pitch is basically your introduction to the company representatives that you're meeting. We're not looking for your life story. We're not looking for, your family details or anything like that, but basically an introduction to who you are as related to what you wish to do with your future career, your skills, your experience, and how it relates to maybe the company that you are interested in and the positions that you are interested in hiring for. It should be short and sweet, to the point, and just like Joseph said, make sure you highlight the skills and experience that you have. You can even include specific example if they are brief. I used to work at so-and-so company and I am interested in these types of positions. So having that just an introduction that you have that you can use to approach these companies. We have another question. Should we shake hands when we first meet? Yes, that's a good question. In normal circumstances, yes, we would suggest to shake hands, but because of current situation with the pandemic, we are discouraging everyone from shaking hands. So in the past, when we used to do career fairs in person, yes, actually handshake is an important part of the career fair experience, because when you shake hands, you should show that you are confident and you make sure that you're taking it seriously. But now we are actually discouraging our students from shaking hands. So that's a good question. We will actually have signs around the Save Mart Center that says today will be a handshake free zone. So if you want to elbow bump, you can. If you just want to wave and say hi, you can. But thank you for that question. Any other thoughts on elevator pitch or 30-second pitch, what you're looking for when students approach the table? How about from Rebecca? We haven't really heard from you.
Yeah, I mean, I probably don't have a whole lot more to add than what I've already heard, but I can definitely reiterate that, being, looking somebody direct in the eyes and, coming with, a very clear expressed interest and why you're interested, or, an intelligent question about the company that shows that that is something that, really would interest you. The follow-up would be huge. We also have an abundance of resumes and things that come in every single day. So to have somebody follow up, whether that be a personal email, phone call, we'll be there with our business cards with our personal contact on it. So you'll have a direct way to get a hold of us. But yeah, we're definitely looking for people that are serious-minded, that would seem to be responsible, reliable, and capable employees that want to learn.
Yeah, I think, even like eye contact, that's something that's important to remember. And that goes with what Joseph was saying earlier too, that you should practice this pitch. Make sure that you practice it ahead of time, because sometimes it does sound, awkward or whatever, but if you practice ahead of time, when it actually comes to the day of, it will come out a lot smoother, and you kind of will know what to say and get some feedback from whoever you're practicing it with, whether it's your roommate or your family. How do I sound? Do I sound confident? Do I sound like I don't know what I'm talking about? So having that practice is important too. So maybe it's also a good time to pitch that we have our career cafe at the Career Center here, Career Development Center here. If you want to practice your elevator pitch, or if you want to practice or have your resume looked at, make sure you stop by Thomas Building 103 and have your resume looked at and talk with one of our career peer mentors to work on your 30-second pitch. We'll move on to another question. I think this is a common question for our students. They get nervous, they get intimidated when they are, in a room with 150 companies. What advice do you have for these students who might be feeling nervous? How about Christian from the Air Force?
Yes, sorry. I mean, it's okay to be nervous. This isn't quite an interview. We're not going to be asking you a bunch of questions. It's more of you us just talking. But I would just say the preparation that we've already been talking about, practicing that elevator pitch, writing down your questions, just your delivery. But for me, it's okay. I mean, I've been there before, you know, so I definitely would just want you to be a little more relaxed. It's just us talking, so I don't mind as far as like that nervous feeling. But once you've already started that conversation, that gets out of the way, and then going on to the next representative, then you'll have it down pretty much. But you could always go back to us after, like, if you thought that you didn't give that first impression the way that you wanted it to. Like, we're going to be there throughout the entire time. So, but yeah, that's what I have on that.
Yeah, I think, you know, something that we advise students to, you know, stop by a few booths before you talk to the ones that you really want to get, you know, that call back from. Just kind of get the nerves out, talk to a couple other people, and visit a couple booths, and just do a warm-up before you visit the booths that you have starred, or you have as your featured one that you want to go to. So how about others? Do you have any other advice for students who are nervous?
I do want to make a quick comment that, have fun with the career fair, and really, honestly, don't forget to smile. One of the qualities we're going to be looking for is someone who's, compassionate, humble, but also who's got a personality, because obviously in our line of work, you're going to be serving the public, you're going to be serving the community, and it's okay to be nervous, but it's okay to show your human side. Because we look for that quality. We need good people and good uniform that are not afraid to be afraid, but to minimize that, to be able to show their brighter side. So don't forget to smile. And if you are nervous, it's okay to say that, I'm a little nervous, and together we'll work through it for sure.
Great, that's great advice. Christian from Target, you were muted. Did you have something to say?
Yeah, I would just say, think of it as it's an opportunity for us to get to know each other. And in the same way as I'm taking the time to get to know you all, you're also taking the time to get to know us, right? And at the end of the day, there's so many folks to work with and who are really interested in hiring you on and working with your skill sets. But it's also, think of me as I'm a representative of the company and the positions I'm trying to fill. If I'm not a good representative, and you feel that, that's also important for you to understand. We both hold power in the conversation. Is I'm trying to help you get a position, but you also have the option to choose. And a lot of my candidates that I meet have multiple job offers on the table. And on my side as a recruiter, I'm also trying to get you to come work for me and not another competitor. But so I think you just also let that help you build your confidence, is that sometimes you do get that power to be able to choose. And so also understand that we are also trying to recruit you and interview you, but it's also an interview for you to get to know our company and understand who we are and what we're about.
Yeah, that's great advice. We tell this to our students too about the interview process, an actual sit-down interview. It's not just that you are trying to get this position, but also at the same time you're interviewing each other to see if the company is a good fit for you as well. So, it's not just it's not a test where they are testing you, but it's a conversation. I think that's a really great way to put it. So hopefully that could help put some of you at ease. We're going to the last discussion question that we have for today. And for students in attendance, make sure if you have any questions to type it in the chat box or in the Q&A box, and we can address that as well. So the last question we have: many of our students at Fresno State are first generation college students, and they have no idea any idea about attending a career fair. What do you think is the most important thing that they should know before going into a career fair? How about Joseph?
I think one of the main things is just like how we touched on earlier, just the idea of preparing, just overall preparation, just knowing like what you're getting yourself into in the overall career fair, just making sure you're well prepared, doing your own research within like the overall companies in themselves, just so that you have an idea of what each company is about.
Great, thanks. How about Rosalino?
Yeah, well, first of all, congratulations to those who are first generation students. I mean, taking that first step in your family to attend college is a huge step and success in your career. But overall, just be prepared. Like I said, just be ready to speak, to have conversations. Just make sure you know what you want to do, what you're interested in, and like I said earlier, I mean, is the time for you to learn about our company and us to learn about you. You got to make sure, or we want to know that if you're going to be a great fit or if we're a fit for you. So just come prepare and be ready to start conversations. And like I said, we're just don't be shy.
Great, thank you. Any other panelists?
I did want to add a brief comment in relation to one of the big things that I'm assuming there's going to be multiple LE agencies there, but if you make a mistake, don't find that rabbit hole to go hide in. Self-correct, put that smile on, feel confident, and re-engage. Absolutely important. That's a great question. That you're describing me several years ago, and at one point or another, we're all going to get blessed with an opportunity to take that step towards our future. So if you are going to prepare, I would highly suggest that if you have the means, for example, bringing your iPad or your computer, so when you get that business card from whatever company it is, as soon as you take that first break, send off that email. Thank you for your time. Here's a copy of my resume. I look forward to hearing from you. If there's questions that you're able to ask that are pertinent to like interview seminars, whatever the preparation work may be that's available, ask for it and then correspond in a timely manner to those companies, to those organizations, so that you have the ability to connect and you do put yourself in a list of standouts, so that you do get off to the right track.
Great, thank you. Any other thoughts? Last minute thoughts before we wrap up for today?
I would just echo what everyone else has said, but like, it's exciting. And I think a lot of us are really excited to come back on campus because we just haven't done in a couple of years now in the pandemic. So I think you taking that first step into the career fair is a step that a lot of students don't often take. Like I shared, I didn't do that when I was in college, and just taking that step. And, I appreciated what our peer in Clovis PD said, but yeah, it could be awkward and each conversation may not go what you're hoping to, but self-correct and, get back in there. And everyone, I think, is just really excited and wants to support students. And that's the reason why we're there, is that we want to support you in your journey to get a job or a career. And truth be told, like, for me, particularly our booth, like, we'll have swag and we don't want to take home the swag. So if you just want to come and just get some free stuff from Target, we'll just give it to you. And so that includes my peers in this room too. So come and get the free Target swag because we don't want to take it home after the fair. So if that's the icebreaker for you, just to like see the swag and want to get it from us, then that's cool too. And we'll engage in a conversation.
Great, thank you. Any questions from our students, from our audience? Any other questions? This is a great panel with a lot of good information about how you can prepare for Claudia says, we love swag. That's great. But don't just come for the swag. Don't be rude and just walk by and pick up a swag, but engage in conversation. Try to find out more about the company. I know some of the companies that are present, they might not have a lot of positions open, but sometimes they are just there to build rapport, build their recognition among our students. So yes, they're there, but they want you to learn about their company. They want you to learn about what they do, what opportunities they have available. So, of course, come for the swag. Everybody likes the swag. But make sure you engage in conversation and talk to the representatives. Tyler asked, I joined the webinar a little late. Is there a dress code for the career fair? There is no official dress code, but make sure that kind of going back to what we were talking about with first impression, making a good first impression. Make sure you dress your best, whatever your best can be. If you can do a suit and tie, that's great. If you can do professional clothing, that's great. And then this is a great time to also plug our clothing closets. Also in the Career Development Center, we have a professional clothing closet, and it's free for students. We have tons of clothes for you, and it's free. It's all free, and each student can pick up 3 pieces of clothing or accessories for the semester, I believe. So make sure you stop by the Career Development Center, and you can pick up a suit, you can pick up a tie, button-down shirt. For the ladies, there are skirts, there are pantsuits, there are also blouses and all sorts of different things. Anyways, for you to make sure you look professional. Someone asked, what about shoes? Will employers judge my shoes if I choose comfort over style? I have some thoughts on that. I'll let some of the employers answer that first. Does anyone have an answer for that?
I was going to add a quick comment in relation to that. If the interview was casual in this setting, the career fair, that would be appropriate. If it's for the police officer, police cadet, recruit, any of the positions related to the police officer position, I would say make sure the shoes are professional. That is one thing we do. You have a without giving you more than I can, there is a portion of the points that get scored during the interview on appearance, if you would.
Okay, anyone else? I would just say that I'm going to be wearing comfortable shoes because I will be on my feet all day that day, but comfortable shoes that look nice, I won't be dressed, with flip-flops or anything like that, or slip-ons, but comfortable shoes that look presentable. So I think that is more, what is important in terms of, the first impression is making sure that you are presentable. So comfort is good because you are going to be walking a lot at the Save Mart Center, but make sure that it's presentable. Any other questions? Okay, if not, I'm going to wrap it up and want to thank you, say a thank you to all of our employer participants today. Thank you for all the students for joining us, and for those of you who are maybe watching later on YouTube, you can use this as a conversation starter with any one of these employers that are here. It's like, hey, I went to that that webinar, and we talked about this, and you can use that as an introduction to start your conversation. So I want to thank you to all of the employers that are present, and make sure you stop by their booth. And yeah, we'll see everyone at the career fair. So thank you again for joining us today. Oh, there's one more question. So what advice would you give to someone whose first language is not English? Sometimes we feel intimidated by talking with professional people as you guys.
I do have a quick response to that, if the student's still there, but honestly, that's a pay incentive. The more languages you're able to communicate in, that the better it is for you. So use it as an attribute, as a quality, as a standout point to your advantage for sure.
Yeah, I would say, use that as your advantage, but also just relax, and you made it to study here, and that means that you're whether you're an international student or not, you made it to this university, so that means your English is good enough. So don't be too nervous about it, and yeah, also like what we said, prepare ahead of time, and practice your 30-second pitch. Just be ready, and just relax, and don't worry about it. Sometimes when you're nervous, maybe that kind of makes you fumble even a little bit more. So just relax and have fun, like some of the other panelists said. All right, so that's it for our